Now let's talk about soul healing. I'm going to talk a little bit about this and then offer everyone on here who wishes it a soul healing through my channel. So anybody wishing to help heal and bless others can learn to offer soul healing. I'll bet a lot of you are doing it already in some way, shape, or form, but it's something that you can learn how to bring through much more powerful soul healing, much higher frequencies of soul healing. It involves becoming a clear channel for healing energies and blessings from the divine. Now, what I've been really promoting lately is, I know the way the mind is, especially in America, we think, well, I'm a licensed MD, or I'm a licensed chiropractor, or whatever you are. Soul healing is something that I might do on the side, like maybe on the weekend, or I do it in my church, or I'll do, maybe with my family, or it's some woo-woo thing that is not scientific. I'm trying to debunk all that stuff. To me, soul healing is a clinical modality. It's actually one of the most valuable clinical modalities you can bring into your practice or your business, whatever it is that you do. Just like, if you're an acupuncturist, you have needles, you have moxa, you might have, if you're really smart, you'll have an accutrod. You'll be doing these different things that are more fit into your scope of practice. Well, I'll tell you, soul healing is not something that it does fit into a scope of practice for an acupuncturist. They don't specifically say that in the Practice Acts, but it's part of the tradition of Chinese medicine that has long talked about the souls of different organs, like the Shen in the heart and the Hun and the liver. I mean, this is traditional Chinese medicine has recognized this. It is based on a lot of these Taoist kind of beliefs, Confucianist beliefs, and so on. And so this is something that's just expanding that awareness, going much deeper with it, and finding. What I find for me is that soul healing, since I've been studying with Dr. and Master Shah, I've just received much higher and powerful levels of soul healing than I used to do on my own. It just has greatly raised the level. And I literally, without exaggeration, I do experience being a facilitator of soul healing miracles. Like we just had a class last Wednesday that I was co-leading. And we had, some of you may have been on it, we had 8 people on live stream. We had 4 people in the room. And when it came time to offer the soul healing, it was called a soul healing evening. I know one woman who's in Massachusetts who had a really bad fall and really shattered her arm, having a lot of pain. Her pain went down 50% instantaneously as soon as we started the soul healing. And she was 3,000 miles away. We had a young boy who was having a cold or flu, and who doesn't even believe in the stuff. He's like, oh, yeah, this is the weird stuff Mommy's doing, weird hippie stuff. But his cold or symptoms just instantly vanished. People were chatting to me. One woman in the room who had upper back pain said her pain went down to 0. This is soul healing. This is so thrilling. And I know I'm not doing it. I'm just having the privilege of being a channel for this level of healing. So this is something that, it's one of my things, one of my 5 wishes for the new year is that I move into this being more of my career, the soul healer. And, I do more of this and less of the things I've done the last 30 years that are more technical. So I'm now going to offer a Divine Healing Hands soul healing. Divine Healing Hands, I'll explain more about that in a moment, is a specific empowerment that anyone can receive by taking a 2-day training and receiving a download for it that instantly connects you to being a channel for divine healing. And you could bring it into, even if you're a hairdresser. I know a hairdresser that brings Divine Healing Hand blessings to her hair clients. It doesn't have to be a medical kind of thing. If you're a daycare provider or whatever it is you're doing, dog catcher, it's great in any aspect of life. Of course, has particular value if you are in the healing arts because this is a healing modality. So this could be for finances, or it could be for any physical pain. In fact, you can ask for 2 things in this blessing. You can ask for a blessing for your finances. That's appropriate for you. And you can also ask for if there's anything that you're physically uncomfortable with now. I know some people had a healing just from the earlier process, Shen Cheni Wang Ar Hung. And that's something you did for yourself. I didn't do that. But this is something, of course, I'm not really doing this either, but I'm at least being the facilitator of it. So especially because if there's something like you have pain somewhere in your body or some emotional imbalance or you feel really tired or anxious, and it wasn't cleared up from the first practice, please type in the raised hand, your before. I want to do before and after. I find this really is part of my research, you might say, part of the validation of soul healing. So just go ahead and go to the raised hand symbol. If you do have some pain in your body now or some discomfort you're aware of, that's in real time now, so you can tell if so you can actually tell if it's better after the soul healing. So I'm going to give you a moment or two to do that. I know I've done this many times with these kind of webinars where I've actually had people type in their various, discomforts. And, usually in every typical webinar like this, anywhere from like 10 to 20 people will say, yeah, my shoulder hurts, my back hurts, I feel really drained today, or I feel really anxious, or I've been kind of depressed the last 2 days. And I'm not going to read your name for what your thing is. So just know that. It'll be confidential. I will read what your symptoms, but I won't say your name. So nobody will know what your symptom is. So that's a bit of confidentiality there. I'll just say this person said this and this person said that. And then after I do the soul healing blessing, I'm going to ask you to share again if you notice any difference. And if you don't notice any difference, you could share that too, because that's part of the research. I mean, it's whatever is real is what we want to go with here. So I'm going to start reading some of the befores that you guys have put in here. Good. I see a lot of people sharing here, which is wonderful. We had some more shares about the meditation. Paul said, the temple, there were colorful lights surrounding me. Maria said, I like what you said about expanding your life, not just maintaining it. I feel this will also be my mission for my patients in 2015. Brenda said, I love the chant. Okay, so one person said lungs. Someone else said, I have anxiety about finances, uncomfortable feeling in chest. Someone else said, I have right elbow pain, sometimes very painful and stiff. Another one is right shoulder pain for most of the year. Someone else said, my left hip aches, left foot, pins and needles. Okay. Someone else said, I feel tightness in the middle of my chest. Someone else said, I feel anxiety and tightness in my chest. Oh, we got a lot of those. Right arm stress. Someone else said, I've been very ill since 2006 from hazmat poisoning and then abuse and bullying by many powerful people who do not want anyone to know their land next to my house was contaminated. Okay. Yep, that's some pretty major stuff there. Someone else said, I feel tired, anxious, and lack of focus and clarity. We have another share, recovering from a rotten cold. I'm wiped out. And then someone else said, I have pain in my back and shoulders. Someone else said, I have lead and mercury and more. Stuffy head, watery eyes. Someone else said, I feel like I'm being held back by financial limitations. Okay. Someone said, I feel like there's too many things to do. Okay, great. Thank you for your honesty. And again, I'm not saying your name, so if you wanted confidentiality, that's fine. So now, to receive this, and if you didn't type yet, you can still put them in. So to receive this blessing, just sit up straight with your back away from the back of your chair. Put one hand over your lower abdomen, one hand over your center of your chest. Now, if you have to hold a phone, you can just put one over your lower abdomen. But if you can be on speakerphone or headset, it's better right now. Just take a few deep breaths just to relax. You can just don't have to think about anything right now. Just know you made your request. Now take the request that you made and make it more formally directly to your divine source. Whatever you perceive or believe is your divine source, the source where your healing comes from, where all of your good comes from. If you want to just say God, that's beautiful. If you want to say the universe, the divine, my higher self, whatever words are meaningful to you. But go to that source and state, my name is, it's like my name is Darren Starwynn. Say whatever your name is. You shouldn't say my name is Darren Starwynn. That's a whole other issue, okay? No, just say my name is whatever your name is. Dear Divine, I now request a healing for my right shoulder pain. I still have a little right shoulder pain I'm working on. So you make your request. Okay, good. Now, all you need to do is just relax and breathe into your lower abdomen. You don't need to do any special visualization or prayer, and just simply receive. So I'm invoking my divine healing hand, soul healing treasure, and the other soul healing treasures that I have the privilege of working with. I'm asking them to join as one. I'm using my pendulum to ask, first of all, do I have permission to offer this group healing at this time? I'm getting a yes. So I'm asking that divine healing hand, soul healing blessing, these go to each person who is listening to this webinar, either live or through the recording, and give you, everybody who's at my office, which would be Karen and Joanne, unless anyone else is there. I'm also people who have requested healing from me over the last few weeks, whether I remember their name now or not. Some family members, like my aunt that just had heart surgery. I'm calling all the people now here to my holy circle, and I'm asking, soul healing blessings, please go to each person as is appropriate at this time. And I'll be singing my soul song as the soul healing. Now you can do this totally silently. If you're in your practice and you're working on clients, you can do all this where they don't even know you're doing it. But I'm going to do it out loud just because this is a class. Okay, so healing blessing now begin. Hey ya, hey ya, ye yo, hey ya, ya yo, hey ya, hey ya, yo, ya, ya, ya. Hey ya ya ye yo. Hey ya 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 ye ya yo. Hey ya ya ye yo ya. Ye ya 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 yo yo ya. Hey ya. Yo ye yo ya ya hey ya 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 yo ya ya ye ya 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 yo hey ya 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 yo hey ya 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 ye ya yo hey ya 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 yo hey ya ye yo ya yo ya ya yo hey ya 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 yo ya 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 yo ya ya yo ya 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 hey yo 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 do ho ya da hey ya ye yo ya yo ya ye ya yo. How? Thank you, divine healing blessings. I'm very grateful to be able to have the privilege of working with this divine healing hands. So take a few deep breaths, move your body. If you had pain in your body, just move that part of your body. If it's just a general discomfort that you had or tightness in your chest, just kind of tune in. And please now go to your raised hand symbol and type how you feel after the divine healing blessing. And if there's no change, that's fine. Just be honest and say that. If you notice some change, please type what it is. So what I asked for myself was financial blessings that my business is profitable this month after we pay all our bills and all payroll is done, and next month and every month to come. I also ask for a healing blessing for my own right shoulder, which is not too bad, but it's still healing from an injury I had a few months ago. So my shoulder actually feels better. I have more range of motion. Normally I do this motion. If it hurts, right now I'm doing this motion. It's not hurting. So yay. So it's working for me. So I'm now going to read your shares. And please, if you haven't done that, please do. This is part of the documentation of soul healing. So we want to do these before and after. We want evidence. We want the facts, baby. Here. Okay. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, Brenda, I won't say names here, sorry. Somebody here said that chest pressure and congestion, palpitations. Okay, that's what you're asking. Okay, so someone said their lungs are more open, exclamation point. Another person said, my neck and shoulder pain is gone. Whoa, woohoo. Elbow doesn't feel as stiff from someone else. Next person said, stiff neck, much looser. Thank you, exclamation point. Someone else said, will you be teaching Divine Healing Hands in 2015? I'm coming. Yes, I am, and I'm going to mention that in a moment. It's going to be January 24th and 25th. And you can either attend it in person in Marin County or by live stream, which lots of people do, so you just do it over your computer. Feeling better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's one person. Someone else said, my left hip ache is nearly gone. Foot still pins and needles, but it doesn't seem to bother me emotionally. Okay, great. Well, see, one thing is if you have 100% improvement, that's a soul healing miracle. If you have 15% improvement, that's also a soul healing miracle. So just be grateful for whatever happens. And just know that this is something, congratulations if your pain or discomfort totally went away. But even if it's just a little bit, it shows that you can respond. And there's a lot more where this comes from. You can learn how to do Divine Healing Hands yourself and offer it for yourself, your family, your clients. This is an incredible gift. Someone else said, I feel looser, light in the chest. I felt like I was getting washed or blasted with sparkling lights. I feel better in my mind. I'm smiling more. Somebody said, my pain is now down to a 6. It started at an 8. Well, beautiful. That's 20% improvement. We'll take it. Someone said, I requested a miracle for health and finances and healing on problems. I feel safer now. Thank you. Good. Someone else said, tears are welling up of gratitude. I saw the sun melting away, soul, mind, body, blockages. I feel so much lighter and happier. Another person said, I felt a relaxation of the tight muscles that are guarding my shoulder and upper arm, as well as overall release of tension. Someone else said, that was great. My associate felt a white light around her and her heart and saw a lot of money coming to her. For me, my body actually moved. I was moving in a small circle and felt a buzz running through me. I actually feel a little stoned. Laugh out loud, much calmer. Well, this is a legal high, so don't worry about anybody arresting you. Someone else said, thank you. Someone else said, head congestion relieved, eyes and vision clearer. Someone else said, I feel a clarity of purpose for the new year and what I want to manifest in my business to increase my finances. Another person said, my anxiety is 80% improved. Someone else said, my tight chest to a tingling sensation. And then someone else here said, amazing. I felt a deep pain in my heart, Ren 17 specifically, that lasted a moment that dissipated. Then I saw a white angel standing before me, and they started dancing and jumping around, and I started laughing and crying, and laughing from my gut. My worries drained away, and I'm smiling. Wonderful. I'm floating. Woo! I'm bringing tears to my eyes reading these things. Wow. Again, I have no control over this. I just have the privilege of being a channel for Divine Healing Hands. It's such an honor. Lynn said, what was the name of that little book about the 5 little things you mentioned? It's called 5 Wishes. It's the name of that book, and you can easily find it at Amazon.com. Wow. Whew. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody, for sharing. Thank you, Divine Healing Hands. Thank you, Divine. For anyone who what I just did was I have been certified in Divine Healing Hands. This is basically a 2-day training that you can take. The training itself is not what gives you the healing ability. You actually receive what's called a download, which instantly, it happens immediately. What happens is this: your hand, your energetic hand becomes huge, like 12 feet high or something, and then over the next 48 hours it shrinks down to being just a little bigger than the size of your hand. You can call in at any time you want to heal people or animals with you or remotely. You just have to, one of the things you also receive is a divine level of that pendulum. Like I showed you the body pendulum. When you learn Divine Healing Hands, you also get a divine pendulum, which is much more accurate. And I noticed a huge difference when I got my divine pendulum over just doing my own body energetic pendulum that I did for so many years before that. So you have to always check to make sure you have permission to give these Divine Healing Hands blessings. But you do get permission like 90% of the time. Occasionally you'll get your pendulum will say, no, don't treat this person, and you have to respect that. There's reasons for that when that happens. But you could use, and you're welcome to use Divine Healing Hands to make money with. I mean, you can charge for it. It's a healing modality. So anyway, if you want to learn more about it, you can go to this website, divinehealinghands.com, and this is not my website. I'm just one of the people who gets to teach classes. And we are offering the next training on January 24th to 25th. And you can attend in person in San Rafael, or actually it'll be in Tiburon, California, just north of San Francisco. Most people, though, do it by live stream. We have people all over the country. I know several people who are on this call have taken the Divine Healing Hands with me. You can use it just for healing yourself if you want. If you're not ready to heal others, you can use it just for your family. You can use it for manifesting money. You could use it for giving yourself financial blessings, for blessing your business. You can use it for people that have stage 4 cancer. Again, you could never make a promise or a claim or a demand what it should do, but I personally know several people that had stage 4 cancer and the prognosis was to die, who are now doing fine because of receiving Divine Healing Hands. I mean, so you never can control it, but this is the possibility. It's divine healing. It's unlimited.